Hey everyone, it's Bloom here, and welcome to my Let's Play of Xenosaga Episode I, Der Wille zur Macht. That's the will to power in German. It's a reference to Nietzsche. And this is the second installment in the Xeno meta-series, and the first installment in the Xenosaga trilogy. So there are 3 of these games for the PlayStation 2. You do have to play them in order, or you will probably not understand them, because they are very, very, very lore-heavy. If you're familiar with Xenogears at all, you'll know that it is very lore-heavy, and if you're not, well, the story behind it goes that, while working for Squaresoft, Tetsuya Takahashi and his lovely wife, Soraya Saga, wrote a script for a science fiction video game, and submitted it as the script for Final Fantasy VII, but it was deemed to be too dark and complicated for a Final Fantasy game, so he made his own game. And it was very successful, and he went on to found Monolith Soft, his own video game company, which is very successful today, too, because they made Xenoblade, and that really, really, really was really successful. So that's what they're known mostly for today, but it was founded so that Tetsuya Takahashi could make Xenosaga, which is sort of like a spiritual prequel or sequel, probably prequel to Xenogears. You do not have to play Xenogears in order to understand Xenosaga. I did not play Xenogears until like 5 years after I finished the series. And I did love it, but I think my heart will always be with Xenosaga, and hopefully I'll be able to show you why when we play this game. Unlike in Xenogears, something that is... it's gonna be way less exhausting for me to let's play this game, because it is not all text. It is, there's many, many, many cutscenes. In fact... I think most of this game is cutscenes, because they have to... It's establishing the massive world and plot that was planned to be for, I think, another 5 games after this one, but they ended up only making 3, and they wrap it up pretty well. Third game is... You can tell it's a little bit rushed in places, but not in the same way that Xenogears Disc 2 was. Like, they definitely... had their priorities straight, unlike with the Disc 2 disaster in Xenogears. So, let's get started. This is, alright. The FMVs are vert-hacked. It pains me to do this. 20XX80 Lake Turkana, Kenya. But the FMVs are kind of glitchy at the sides, so... this is going to make them look best. I am normally not a fan of vert hacking. I think you should just leave FMVs as they are. Unless they're letterbox, in which case you can crop them.
The ground there is hard, so be careful when you dig.
Yes, sir.
Doctor! Dr. Masuda!
What is it? Did you find something?
Yeah, we followed the corridor from the lakeside. It matches the location described in the
That must
research
be it.
paper.
Good. Show us where it is.
It's different from the others.
I knew it!
It's over there.
This must be...
Did he just shout, "I'm a goat"? Yasunori Mitsuda has returned as the composer. He previously did Xenogears and a ton of other games with amazing soundtracks. And I think the music here was actually performed by the London Philanthropic Orchestra, so they did not cut any corners with the music. "4,000 years later," just jumping ahead a little bit. Xenosaga Episode I! So I mentioned before that this game was co-written by Takahashi's wife, Soraya Saga, and it really shows because you might notice while playing this game that the female characters actually have depth and talk like real people and have personalities like real people. It's not to say that this game is some sort of like feminist beacon. It does have a lot of problems, but these problems are inherent to the genre. When I played this game, I was blown away at like age 13. I'd never seen anything like it.
Commencing startup experiment. Open up an interconnection.
Roger. Opening interconnection. Connecting with dummy protocol.
A-line protocol zone secured.
Opening cage partition. 60 seconds to release. Beginning countdown. 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51.
Clear.
3, 2, 1. Partition open. Proceeding with KOS-MOS body formation.
Body formation complete. Commencing Penfield mapping.
Proceeding with Encephalon construction.
Mapping percentage at 76, 77, 78.
Encephalon construction complete.
There's noise appearing in the temporal lobe.
What's the problem?
It's on the left side of the temporal lobe. I'm showing slight stimulation of the synapses in section 818. It's within permissible bounds, though. Do you want to abort?
No. Let's keep going. Just stick to the menu. I'll try for a direct approach. Back me up.
Roger. Launching Nataraja connection system.
Ye shall be as gods. Where do we recognize that from?
Commencing Nataraja boot up sequence.
Alan, there seems to be a problem with the visual field connection.
Ah, I see a small break in the MT field, route K12. It looks like the bi-directional link in the V4 field is lagged too. Hold on a minute. I'll fix it now. How is it now, Chief?
Okay. Looks good. Let's keep going.
Roger. Proceeding with KOS-MOS host separation.
Yay!
Morning, KOS-MOS. How do you feel?
Good morning, Shion. All systems are normal.
Well, how about introducing yourself?
I am an anti-gnosis humanoid fighting system, serial number 0000000001. Development name KPX, abbreviated name KOS-MOS. As I am currently configured for simulated battle, my output is limited to 22% of its normal capacity. My estimated weapons specifications are...
All right, that's good enough. Thanks.
You are welcome.
All I have for you today are the usual startup tests. Sorry to wake you up just for that. You'll have to go back to sleep once everything's checked out.
I see.
Do you feel sad or anything?
A predetermined set of emotions has been hard-coded into my emotion module to better facilitate interactions with humans. In order to better facilitate a relationship with you, Chief Engineer Shion Uzuki of the KOS-MOS Project, Vector Industries' first R&D division, I will emit an expression such as sadness only when that response is deemed necessary. However, the emotion module of my program has determined that this is not necessary at this time.
I guess you're right. I, of all people, should know that.
Your understanding is appreciated.
But you know, KOS-MOS, I've got mixed feelings about all this. Of course, I'm happy that you're awake, but the fact that you'll go back to sleep makes me a bit sad. On the other hand, the next time you wake up, it may be a time of much bloodshed. So deep down inside, I hope that day never comes. Understand?
The algorithms I have been programmed with do not support the comprehension of illogical human thought.
Burn!
Well, I hope you'll be able to understand someday.
I will do my best.
All right, KOS-MOS, shall we get started? Alan, let's pick up from process 277 where we last left off.
Roger. Placing target drones in the Encephalon. The drones are set to random movement and enemy ambush. How about a test run before the mission, Chief?
Sure, let's do that. Did you get that, KOS-MOS?
Affirmative.
Virtual tutorial. During quests, you'll trigger a battle when you come in contact with an enemy. Here, you'll need to talk to KOS-MOS, select from the menu, then approach the soldier to start the battle. Target input complete. The battle program has been set. Entering battle mode. Please approach the target.
KOS-MOS, let's go.
Normal attack. The leftmost character in the group turn window, GTW, Grand Theft Auto, at the bottom right corner of the screen will get to go first. The character next to the leftmost character will follow thereafter. The order is reshuffled once the character icons disappear from the GTW. Characters that are not displayed on the GTW cannot make a move until the character order is rearranged. Press left-right on the directional buttons to select the target and press square or triangle to perform a normal attack. There are 3 types of enemies, B, M, and G. During the target selection, they are marked as B, M, and G. Thanks. 2 AP is used for each normal attack. Since you are given 4 AP each turn, you can perform up to 2 normal attacks. Okay, so the gameplay is kind of similar to Xenogears, except better. There is actual strategy involved. As a basic rule, square is a physical type attack, while triangle is an ether type attack. Descriptions of ether type attacks are displayed in red. So...
All systems clear.
Oh yeah, Chief, almost forgot to mention about the body flashing phenomenon. It's all the rage these days. After a battle, you'll flash for a few seconds. During this time, you won't trigger a new battle, even if you come in contact with the enemy. Remember this, okay? Changing targets.
Your orders, Shion?
Tech attacks. 6 AP are required to perform a tech attack. If you only attack once and use the X, I forgot what that letter was, to end the turn, 2 AP are carried over to the next turn. Guarding is another effective method. Because you are given 4 AP each turn, they're added to the 2 carried over for a total of 6 AP. Okay. Defeat this enemy with a tech attack. Oh yeah. Okay. Defeat this enemy with a tech attack. Well, yeah, I was trying to. I need to guard first. You can now perform a tech attack with the 6 AP. Specific commands must be entered in order to perform a tech attack. Tech attacks for KOS-MOS, and this is the default selection. You can totally switch it later on, but I like to keep it like this. Square, square, circle, R blade, triangle, triangle, circle, R cannon, circle, FG shot or FM shot. That kind of sucks. Warning, the sub-weapon attacks performed by pressing circle can only be used a set number of times per battle. Odd that they got to nerf it like that, because it sucks. Check to see if it can be used by looking at the panel to the right of the button display panel. Actually, that's not fair. It might not suck if we decide to get the actual good attacks for the circle. The contents are ammo, EP consumed, required AP. The attack can only be used when all requirements are met. Okay.
Charging. Our blade.
Tech attacks for Shion. Square, square, circle, lightning blast, triangle, triangle, circle, spell ray. I love Shion's weapon. It's called an Ames, and it looks like a dual disc.
Okay, let's go on.
Or it has the same energy as a dual disc. It looks awesome. It looks so clunky and stupid and awesome. They change it in episode 2 and 3, but it's like the same type of multi-purpose weapon, so it's still fine.
Your orders, Shion?
Submenu. When you press X without doing anything else, the submenu will appear. Ether 4 AP consumed. Use ethers that have been set. That is your magic. Xenoseries always refers to magic as ether because it is more science-y. EP is required in order to use ether. Item 3 AP consumed. Use items in your possession. If the intended item has a W next to it, the item can be used as a W item. How to use W item. 6 AP is required to use W item. Place the cursor over an item and press triangle to select. Extremely underrated command. The item will have an effect on the entire group. 2 items will be used, however, so W item will only work if you have at least 2 of the same item. Move to AP consumed, changing positions during battle. Possible ways to attack and amount of damage received change depending on the location. Eggs, and that is how it's pronounced, 4 AP consumed, enters the assigned eggs. Characters who are not assigned to an eggs cannot use this command. Guard, 2 AP consumed, reduces amount of damage received, also used to accumulate AP for tech attack. Escape commands do not exist in this game. You must use either an escape pack or Shion's goodbye in order to escape from a battle. So the eggs are like gears, except way smaller, and they suck. And we won't be using them because you actually have an option whether you want to use them or not. The ESs we get in the next game, and 3, because they realize that eggs suck and nobody wanted to use them, are much more fun. And they do force you to use them, but it's okay because they're good. Boost. The boost gauge rises whenever a normal or tech attack successfully hits. When the gauge fills all the way, the boost counter goes up by 1. Because it is difficult to raise the count in this battle, we will set the boost counter at 2. In order to use boost, the character must have at least 1 boost count and must not be displayed in the GTW in the lower right corner of the screen. Boostable characters are displayed when you press either R1 button or R2 button. Characters without boost will not be displayed. The displayed characters are assigned to square, triangle, and circle starting from the left. By pressing the associated button, you can have the character cut in front. Hey, that's rude. And perform a move right after the current character's move finishes. Moreover, it is possible to boost during the enemy's attack by pressing either R1 button or R2 button. Your turn will come after the enemy's turn finishes. We don't need to use tech attacks. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have. We don't need to use tech attacks for this battle, except for Shion, because she's pretty weak physically. The small slot to the left of the GTW changes in the following order with each turn. This is the event slot. Okay, I get it. I get it. Effects of the slot icons. Critical hit rate up increases the chance of critical hits. Note, when this icon appears during the enemy's turn, their chance of critical hits increase. Boost gauge rate up, and by the critical hit thing is like a 90% chance to critical hit. Boost gauge rate up becomes easier to raise the boost gauge. Special points up, earn more special points. What are special points? I was just about to ask you that, tutorial. Boosts can be earned by defeating enemies. By utilizing the special points, players can increase and evolve the character's abilities beyond their normal level ups. Ether points, use the points to evolve ether spells or transfer spells to other characters. S points, skill points, draws out skills from accessories. Tech points, change the character's basic parameters. That is an extremely vague way to refer to it, but okay. I'll explain more of what tech attacks do later.
The enemies have been
Switch to real combat. Battle program has been set. You want to move on to real combat? Alright then, I'll transport you to your original location after the battle is over. Are you ready? Cracked my wrist. Don't worry, I'm not injured.
Your orders, Shion?
Actual battle. From now on, the enemies will attack. Keep your eye on the attack order to avoid taking unnecessary damage. That is The main strategy of turn-based RPGs. Defeat the enemy on the right first, as it can attack everyone at once. You can't tell me what to do! Because the enemy in the middle has high HP, it is a good idea to defeat it using tech attacks. The enemies are separated into 3 types. Some attacks are effective against certain types, so study the descriptions of each attack. The following icons appear in the GTW. B Biotype, M Mech Type, G Gnosis Type. Generally speaking, biological enemies are weak to physical attacks, and mechanical enemies are weak to long-range ether attacks. Our triangle is... Our tech attacks have to be long-range, but our triangle is usually an ether attack. But it doesn't have to be. And mechanical enemies weak to ether, beam. What was I trying to say? Notice how a kanji appears whenever Shion attacks. It's a reference to Shion Uzuki, and she's Shion Uzuki. Not specifically related to Shion Uzuki, because it's kind of like up to your interpretation whether this actually falls on the Xenogears timeline. But I mean, I guess you could possibly link all the Xeno games up on a timeline, but they're mostly just related tangentially. So, anyway. Ah, that attack was so cool. I'm so glad I could see it. Ah. Oh, and Gnosis are more... They're harder to pin down, because you don't always know what they're weak to. You will be getting very familiar with Shion's Spell Ray. It is the... She doesn't get another long-range attack until, well, like the end of the game.
The enemies have been exterminated.